Hello and welcome to Critical Questions, the antidote to lockdown boredom. I've trawled the internet for the best, worst, most interesting and ridiculous dumb questions I can find, and with any luck, my guests will be able to answer all of them. And I've screwed up already.
Brilliant,
I'm
Dave.
doing
Well
great
done.
today.
I see myself moving around. I'm still like,
Yes!
Woo!
Because I didn't switch
Everybody's
to the
up
right
there.
thing. Give me! Right, hello everybody.
Hi.
hello.
Hello.
Who's
Hello,
sober?
love.
Who's sober?
I
I'm
am.
actually sober. Isn't that amazing for a Friday?
No,
It's,
no, actually, I have some leftovers from last night, so no, I'm not. Never mind.
A lot of these.
I thought about staying up all night so I could drink with the six-pack people, and it seemed reasonable and socially acceptable, but I didn't make it. So
You didn't make it.
I did not. No. Nope. Fell out at some point and woke up on the couch.
Yeah, but
No
did
idea.
you wake up sober?
What happened to me?
I was not sober when I fell asleep, no, but I woke up sober.
How often do you sleep on your couch, though, B?
Couch?
Your couch. Bed,
That
your
was
couch.
Oh,
And these days, fairly often, because the air conditioning doesn't reach upstairs. So
Ooh.
I fall asleep on the couch a lot because it's way
'Cause it's
hot
cooler.
here.
Yes.
Too freaking warm for anything. It's awful.
Right. I need to apologise to everyone for the last 2 days because my internet connection shit itself.
Oh,
And new router didn't arrive until about 5 o'clock like yesterday, so we couldn't get on.
yay.
And Jed
We had
did
a fun fill-in yesterday.
Yes. I caught like about 30 seconds of it when I got to get back home at the end. So that was fun.
It was.
I haven't done yet is introduce people. Today we have got a drunk me.
A little bit.
A sober
no
Jed.
reaction time. Definitely drunk.
I had to pick up the bottle. It was all over there.
She's working with props. It's hard.
Thank
Never worked with props.
Or
Amanda's
animals.
trying to beat my record.
Nobody will ever be as drunk as you. Never.
That's not true. There probably will be, but it's going to take a while.
We're high bar to set. That's the problem.
It was,
Yeah.
especially for this show. Not so much six-pack, but yeah, how drunk I was for Dave was pretty drunk.
Right, the problem is, Amanda, what you need to tell us now to try and match that sort of level is what accent really, gets you going.
Irish.
Well, I've
I was
screwed
gonna
that up.
guess, Yeah.
Can anyone do an Irish accent?
She's like, I mean. Actually,
Right.
honestly, I don't hear his accent anymore. So.
No, I don't particularly. Occasional word, Dewey Decimal.
I do, and it's adorable.
Say that. Like, that's not fucking Dewey Decimal Dude. Anyway,
Right.
wait. Explanation. We had a birthday stream on Six Pack for Chris and Sam this morning.
That was
But
6
I
hours
ran.
ago. You're still drunk.
We just finished it. I started at 7:30. It's now 9:44. So I've been drinking for like how many? 2.5, a little over 2 hours. So yeah, I'm a little tipsy. That's why I'm drunk, Dave, today. You're welcome.
You're welcome. Right. We have also got with us B.
Nothing.
Susan.
Be stoned, Dave.
I can totally do that right now.
Yeah.
We've got Susan.
Hello.
And we've got Julie.
Hi.
Right. Yep.
I'm highly caffeinated.
You're highly
Yeah,
caffeinated.
I'm
We're
highly
just talking
caffeinated.
now.
Yeah.
I'm highly alcoholinated.
I could go and get some alcohol and try and catch up to Amanda.
That's good.
Now that I'm no longer producing.
I am a super lightweight though. I mean, these things like okay, they're little pussy drinks. They've got 3.2% alcohol. This is
Well, I'm glad somebody said it.
A pussy drink, really?
I don't
I'm
drink
gonna
very
drink
often. I'm a lightweight. I can't help it. So it doesn't take much.
If I'm drinking pre-made alcohol, it's
I've got some-
probably at least 8%.
I've got some scotch, but I promised Junk Shop they could have this because I drank like half of it, and it's really good.
But they're not awake. They don't have to know.
They are. They're on the couch playing a video game right now.
I don't stop. I love you.
They can hear us, can't
I don't know.
On top of that, Manda, if you're drinking with your pussy, you're doing it wrong.
You almost made that.
God.
Was that not a trend in the early 2000s?
Yes, it is. There are little bitches. They're usually teenagers that soak their tampons in like vodka.
Yeah.
they? I heard about that.
Not a good idea.
No,
No.
ladies,
Yeah.
don't do that.
Our sexpert here, Julie, will tell you don't fucking do that shit.
It
And-
is a yeast infection waiting to happen. And
It
really
absolutely. Thank you. Yeah, that is a yeast infection waiting to happen. Don't put.
To be
anything-
fair, virtually everything is a yeast infection waiting to happen.
There
And
are
don't
no
use
one
it
wants
either.
a yeast
Don't do it.
infection because
Tampon
they're
trick.
not fun.
Mm-mm. No, they are not. Okay. Did you guys see
Now,
how
now,
much I
now we
blushed
talk
during
about
that
feminine
stream?
hygiene.
It's horrible.
Yeah, I can categorically tell you that a yeast infection is worse for a guy.
They are not fun for gentlemen either.
No.
This
They're
is
just
true.
I'll explain why later,
Thank you, Ed,
if you
for
want
that,
to know
Dave.
why.
Yes, Susan.
I know why,
Yes.
but
Right. Should we do some questions?
Well, that was a good start to the show. Yeah, let's do it.
right.
Let's do it.
everyone is uncomfortable.
Yay!
I am not going to tell Amanda what Jeff wants me to.
Oh, I can't see the chat. It's probably for the best.
Yeah, but something that was discussed in last night's show.
Right.
Oh, goodness.
Question 761. If scientists... Ooh, I can't talk. Am I drunk? Invented the teleportation system, but the... Oh, I've screwed up.
Haven't we done this one before?
No. Right. If scientists invented a teleportation system, but the death rate was 1 in 5 million, would you use it? Why or why
Yeah,
not?
that's better. That's a better odds than flying.
Yeah, I think so. And it's way better odds than driving.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. I would do it.
I work for a law firm that specializes in car wrecks, so
Right,
yeah,
I have to object. None of you were meant to know that stat off the top of your head. The question relies on you not knowing that.
Well,
You have a
that's
bunch
your
of
fault.
women in the stream, and we are well learned.
Yeah.
Hey, speak for yourselves. I'm absolutely uneducated.
I think you're rather self-educated,
but
though.
still intelligent.
Self-educated,
Yeah.
B. You're still intelligent. That was the point.
Mhm.
So would you?
Aw,
So
thanks, sunshine.
would you use the teleporter if there was a every 1 in 5 million died?
Yeah.
I totally would.
Absolutely.
But are there
I'm
limitations?
not a
on
big
where you
risk
can go?
taker. Right. I'm not a big risk taker anymore, so I think if I was old, like over 80, and I'd be like, fuck it, let's do it. I'm about to die anyways. At this age, I don't know. I wouldn't want to take a risk. I've had a lot of bad luck in my life, so maybe it wouldn't be a good risk to take for me.
Maybe.
But as they pointed out, as everyone else pointed out, 1 in 5 million is safer than both flying and driving.
Which you used to do commercially. I'm sorry. That's the part that I'm like, but you were a truck driver. How is this taking a bigger
It's
risk?
true.
You got 1
It
in
just
20.
sounds like it because somebody's giving you the statistics, that's all.
I know, but the point is,
your chances
flights.
of actually dying are minimal.
Flights is 1 in 3 million flights. One fatality per 3 million flights. So it's at least
Okay, what
almost
about
twice as safe as
tractor
flying.
trailer accident.
Yeah, right. And driving in the UK, 1 in 20,000.
Yep.
Not
Right,
bad.
and the US is worse, but I couldn't
I-
find a stat I was reliably happy with.
Though, of course, it's probably more closer to flying because driving you have some control over it based on where you're driving, how well you drive, the type of roads you drive on, so you can actually increase your chances. Flying, you really have no power over, and this teleportation, you'd have no choice over. It's just your bad luck.
It's true.
See, right back
So
to my
what
bad
I'd
luck.
probably
I don't know
do
if I
is-
wanna try it.
I would probably stick with driving for the shorter distances and stuff like that, but if I wanted to go somewhere that was a long way away, screw that. Teleport. It's great. Awesome.
Manda?
So growing up, we did a lot of long road trips because my middle child, my brother, went to school in Charlotte, so we used to drive back and forth there a lot. And then he moved here to Georgia when we were still living in Connecticut, so we would drive back and forth here a lot. Plus, I've been back and forth from Connecticut to Arizona and also Connecticut to Georgia, like just a shit ton of cross country driving, and it's a fucking pain in the ass. So I will go with the teleportation. I'm tired of that shit.
Yeah, I drove from DFW to Portland, Oregon, so that was a 3-day drive for me. So if I could have teleported, like as long as I could take my cat with me, then it would have been great. Yeah,
But then you've got to worry about the potential DNA accidents.
Well, you could teleport separately.
You're okay with that?
That's true. And I mean, like, and so when you're teleporting, you do every time to get to your intended destination, right?
Yes.
Is that's one thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Every 5 millionth person drops dead at the other end.
On average, because that's how
Yes.
percentages work.
Yeah.
Yeah, otherwise yes. But my point being, it's easier to think about every 5 million. You can't just avoid being the 5th million.
So if
You
I'm
take
taking my cat with
is going to be the 5th million.
Yes.
if I'm taking my cat with me, is she part of that statistic too?
Of course she is.
God damn it.
So you'll go, but the cat's not going to
Sorry,
risk
Kate.
it.
She does not give a shit.
This is cat.
Yeah, cats don't. That's why they're great.
I have a tattoo of her, so
Oh,
my cat too.
Aww.
I kind of like her. Anyway,
Oh,
this is not about me.
no
It
tangents are the
can
whole
be in
point.
little segments. It's okay.
Yeah.
Right. So everyone's
Hey,
going to...
Dave,
What?
answer the fucking question.
There it
Every
is.
time with this guy. Every time.
Yes! Yes! I'd have absolutely no problem with it.
Rock on.
Thanks.
Right. Next question. Question 762. Do you think it's scarier that we might be alone in the universe, or that we might not?
I don't find either of those propositions scary, and I highly doubt we are.
Yeah.
I hardly doubt we are. Yeah, I'm same
Yeah,
as
same.
Julie. No, neither of them are scary.
I mean, the odds of us ever meeting each other because we can't break.
Well,
Because we
within
can't
that
reach the speed
context,
of
we are
light.
alone in the universe.
That sucks, but
I think considering the vast size of the universe, the idea of us being alone is kind of shitty. I don't know if I'd say scary. But
Very
at the same
statistically
time, Julie is right. Is that again, with the size, we cannot travel at light speed. So how would we ever
As far as we know.
know each other? So
Amanda,
As
what's that
far as we
paradox?
know,
Fermi paradox.
Fermi. Thank you. It drives me crazy. I can never think of it. Thank you. Sorry,
there
go
are
ahead,
some
Jen.
good answers to the Fermi paradox, actually. Part of the Fermi paradox comes because of the concepts of the development of worlds. So you've got your type 1s, which is all the energy of the planet, and type 2s that use all the energy of the sun, and type 3 that use all the energy of the galaxy. But that, damn well cannot remember what the Kardashev scale. Somebody the other day called it the Kardashian scale, and I thought that was hilarious. But
God,
Kardashians.
The Kardashev scale.
they're infiltrating.
Yeah. But there's other statements about this. Like we're very short-sighted in the way we design the Kardashev scale, and that the reality is that if you're going to be a species that wants to survive well in the universe, you need to be more efficient in your use of the energy that you make. So wasting energy by letting it seep out and be used visible by other people because you've got this extra wasted radiation is a bad thing. So the more technologically advanced you get, the more you will hang on to the energy that you expel, so that you will waste less of it, so you become more efficient as a society. So efficiency advanced
Again, I completely disagree.
Not going to be visible.
Completely disagree.
Why?
Because that involves thinking as a species efficiently.
Yes,
and I
it
think
does.
we have demonstrated. I think we have demonstrated.
No, we don't at the moment, but we are also very low on the technological scale.
Yes, but I don't see any way that you are going to end up ever with everyone agreeing. In any society.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there
I mean,
are things that societies... Sorry. Go, Jilly.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, like, if we're talking about a completely different species with a completely different culture that evolved on a completely different planet, I don't think we can really apply Homo sapiens sapiens standards to that.
It's the only thing we can apply to them. But we can also apply the evolutionary drivers of other animals. And we know that waste tends to be cheap.
We also know that as you become more intelligent and as you become more socially aware as a species, you start to move towards a better understanding of being less wasteful as we slowly are. I mean, it's taking a long time, and we may actually kill ourselves off before we get there. But a society that doesn't destroy their environment completely, that does move beyond that, has to get to a point where you are being more efficient, and it needs to happen. So I think for a society to get to the point where it's going to be looking at these more galactic scales of colonization and things like that, things that we think of for our future, you have to get to those levels of efficiency, and that's the whole point. And if you've got societies that are significantly more advanced than us, even if they were closer to us, we probably wouldn't be able to detect them. Unless they
Again, it would depend. I think it would very much depend. I think they would have to be so far in advance that they are.
Yeah, and if they're near to us in advancement, we probably wouldn't detect them either because they're not producing enough energy.
What the hell is that you're wearing?
I've got my Nacha shirt on since we have a very special guest in the audience, if he's still here. Hi, Nacha.
Nacha!
Literally just got this yesterday, so I'm wearing it.
If Notch is out there, I just want to say an apology to Notch because I did send him the link for the previous stream, but I sent it the same way I sent to everybody else, and I didn't tag what it was.
Yeah, I think he was just expecting
he got confused because he was expecting it from Amanda, so we're sorry, Notch. Bad communication there. Sorry.
Right, sorry. Back to the question. B, does it bother you?
Question.
I haven't got to you yet. I get shouted at if you don't answer.
I'm pretty much right where Julie's at.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Say again, B?
I'm pretty much right where Julie's at. I think it would be very presumptuous and egotistical of us to think that we are the only intelligent creatures for however amount of distance away from us. So no, neither one really scares me.
I mean, the chat is very much seems to be in agreement.
When I think about it, I feel very tiny.
Yeah.
In this grand scheme of things, like tiny, but no, it doesn't scare me.
I kind of love that though.
It does. I mean, what gets me though is I feel tiny when you look at things like the pale blue dot picture.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and the problem is that's only in our solar system.
Yeah, and it makes me so grateful that we even exist. Like, it's like, I say this a lot, so I apologize if everybody's heard this a million times, but like the way everything that it took for my grandparents and great-grandparents and great-great-grandparents, for all of those people to meet.
It is impossible.
And have children who were old enough to grow up to do that and reproduce. It's like, I feel like I won the lottery just by being born.
Yes.
And I feel that way. That's something that came to me like with atheism. You know, it's instead of the catechism.
Well, this is it. It seems to me.
I'm like, no, my parents made me, and they're amazing.
Okay. Some of you can answer this question, right? But to me, the Christian worldview seems very small.
It does.
And it's very selfish.
It is.
It's a very, very selfish worldview because we are under this impression that everything is about us and everything was made for us. And, you know, I think it definitely does not take into account the vast expanse of the universe. It certainly does not, because I think a lot of Christians, hashtag not all Christians, do not. Well, I think a lot of people in general can't understand, you know, how humongous the universe is.
No.
Because it's real huge. It's real huge.
Well, again, when they say the universe is made for life. No, it really isn't.
It kills everything that is out in the ether, basically.
The visible universe is 86 billion light years across. That is an insane amount of space. But the universe goes on further than that. That's just what we can see.
Right.
That furthest light has been traveling for 14.3 billion years. But we know because of the expansion of the universe that there is universe beyond that.
Mm-hmm.
So the universe itself is probably infinite.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's a whole video of Hank Green going over, suddenly realizing and saying over to himself, no edge. There's no edge. And that is, there's an edge to our visible universe, but the actual universe conceptually has no edge.
Yeah.
Right.
I love
chat.
Yeah.
Fangirl a bit then.
Although I wish he hadn't got quite so popular. Go on, Manda.
The space in and of itself, yes.
What is wrong with Hank Green?
In terms of the matter that is out there, there is, I mean, as we continue to expand, there's still most likely an edge that is held at the moment as we expand from the Big Bang, and then possibly, depending on your theory, if you believe in the theory, will contract back in a big crunch. It, you know, depends on what theory you uphold, but in terms of you know, blank space that is out there, most likely it just goes and goes and goes.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's assuming there is a space beyond where the edge of matter is, but that's also assuming that there's an edge of matter. So, I mean, the thing about our visible universe is it's the universe that we know happened from the Big Bang that caused our visible universe. The universe itself could be a cyclic thing of different Big Bangs that happen within this infinite space. And we're only aware of our little bit of it because that bit expands out and you never see beyond it. And because it's an expanding space, it never sort of touches with any of the others because they all just expand into this big void. So there may not even be a particle boundary to the universe because there may be more island universes beyond that within this infinite space that is our universe. Our ultimate, and that's not even accounting for a multiverse. That's just within our universe.
Right.
So
back to the question.
Did you answer?
You haven't answered.
I did.
We
answer.
have.
I was like the first to answer.
Will you?
we've all agreed.
You.
Oh, no, wait, this one is a new one. What is the question?
Do you think it's scarier that we might be alone in the universe or that we might not?
No, I did answer this.
What did you say?
Yeah,
I don't fucking remember.
Julie, me, B, and Susan, we all said the same thing.
We have a consensus.
Yeah, I agree with
We
you
have
all.
a consensus.
So now you answer, Dave.
I did. I agree with you all.
Okay, well, I went away for a minute to put my pretty shirt on, so.
And you were the one who picked the science question. What did you expect with us with who you have in this group that we weren't going to go down the science route?
I was asking about life. How we managed to turn that into the multiverse.
Because the question's about life and the universe. And everything.
And everything.
And everything.
Ah,
You see,
I know
this is the
exactly what
interesting thing, right? I only worked out last night, okay, that next week is my 42nd birthday. And I think that number has more significance to me than any of the other round numbers ever have.
Oh, I
Agreed.
understand that. That makes
I
total
do
sense.
too. I actually, that was the theme of my 42nd birthday, was life, the universe.
Did
and
everyone
everything.
have to come dressed as puddles?
No, but that would have been so cool.
Oh, that would have been
No.
awesome.
I couldn't. I even thought about like, should I have little like confection mice or something? I just could not figure out
You
how to.
should have made a
Or
whole
the
heap of cocktails
petunias and the
like
whale. I
all
couldn't figure out how to do like
glasses.
food for it. It was sad. Like too many.
Sorry.
Too many.
I,
Anyway.
I was just so excited. You should have got a whole heap of cocktail glasses out, filled them all with a cocktail, and labeled them Pan Galactic Gargle
Yes,
Blasters.
Pan-Galactic Gargle. Oh my god! Oh, what this opportunity, Dave.
And
You
you
need to
could've
take that
highlighted
idea. Take that idea and run with it.
And to make it work on your party table, what you do is you get a brick and you paint it gold, and you put a couple of slices of lemon next to it.
Oh, where were you when I needed you, Jen? Oh, you were in Australia.
No, I'm really pissed off. I didn't think of this for mine.
Right?
Next question. Moving on.
Next question. Moving on. I think the chat pretty much agrees with you. There's lots of different ways of saying the same thing. But they all agree. And I had terrible trouble keeping up because you all went off. Right.
Yeah, sorry.
I'll go with Natty. It's not so much that being alone itself is scary. It's what being alone in the universe would imply is remarkably scary. I don't think it much implies anything. I mean, I think, to be honest, everything we know about the universe right now, I think we're probably one of the first.
That would make sense to me.
What?
So, intelligent species. If you can call us
Yeah.
intelligent.
Well, maybe not in the entire universe, but in
No.
our galaxy.
Yeah.
Let's not push it, Dave.
I know, well, that's the
Yeah,
problem.
Something that's intelligent might be a little bit of a stretch, especially
But just based on the
considering
generations of stars required, I think there's
Yeah.
a reasonable chance. We're early, shall we say.
There's enough of the Goldilocks zones that I think it's entirely feasible.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel like we're all on that same page.
Life will be ubiquitous. Intelligent life is not a requirement of evolution, so the amount of intelligent life forms out there is going to be small anyway. And then those that actually survive between natural disasters and killing ourselves, because until you get past that and you learn to be better, that's going to happen with any species that rises up, because you're going to find the larger brained animals are going to be going to have that little bit of aggression in them, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It seems to be an evolutionary trait, so that has happened over and over again on Earth. So I think it would happen the same on other worlds, at least worlds that are similar to Earth.
And we seem to develop the
look-
technology to kill ourselves before we develop the maturity to not kill ourselves with it. So,
We are very much children.
yep.
And now I can't stop thinking about dinosaurs on other planets.
I mean, the way the raptors were evolving at the time, had they not all been wiped out when they were, there's a good chance that there would have been a reptilian intelligent life that evolved on
It's true.
on Earth.
Not convinced.
The brains of some of them were getting quite big, and heading in that direction. So
Do you know what fascinates me? One of those things that got me about evolution and how species worked, right? And that is the fact that for a long time we thought that birds evolved hollow bones so they could fly, right? And they almost certainly didn't. It's almost certainly they had hollow bones so that the dinosaurs could grow big.
yeah,
And the
Well,
the side effect
Let's
of the
get
hollow
Aaron
bones.
on and ask him. He would know about
He's mentioned something similar.
And he's been
I think
very-
Nathaniel would
he's been
definitely.
very serious about how all dinosaurs are birds, or how birds are
birds.
dinosaurs.
Yeah.
They are. We
I-
actually technically have dinosaurs living today in the form of birds.
Yeah.
you so need to get Gutsy Gibbon on too.
I mean, I find it really weird that they talk about that, but they wouldn't turn around and say, when you look at what mammals were around then. And it's odd for us to still call things that we have now mammals. Because they're so different, apart from little shrews. They're so different to what they were then, for us not to call birds dinosaurs. If that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no difference. For us to the shrew that existed then, it is as far a stretch as birds are to dinosaurs. In fact, dinosaurs and birds are probably closer.
Effectively, only one branch of Dinosauria actually went extinct.
I think a few did, but over a longer period of time. I could be wrong.
No, well, I mean, of the two main branches of dinosaurs, and I'm going to be stupid and not remember what they're called. I know it's got to do with the hip bones and two little markers in the jaws that are the main differences between them, but I can't remember what the two strands are called. There's the type that you have with the sauropods, and then the types that you have with the raptors. And I can't remember what they are. If anybody can please help me.
No, it's okay. We like to see you squirm.
Far too much drink to have this conversation.
Yeah, I think it had to do with like the ones that could fly and the ones that couldn't, but I don't quote me on that. I'm a product of the Southern public school system, and I was not taught evolution. Everything I know about evolution, I learned from Arnra.
There's a hip bone difference between the two, between the theropods, and I can't remember what the other one's called. And the carnivorous dinosaurs, and dinosaur A and dinosaur B.
Ornithischia.
Yeah. Okay, and the other ones are the theropods. So.
Thorischia, the lizard hip. So bird hip to ornithischia, Thorischia, or lizard hip.
Yeah, so it's the hip difference, and there's a bone difference in the skull as well, because one has 2 holes and one has 3 in a certain area or something like, or one has 1 and one has 2. I can never remember which way around it is, but yeah, there's like a couple of differences that totally categorize them in the two different clades. So
all right, move on.
Yeah,
right.
Move on. You've got me.
David,
I'm sorry, but you're sidetracking me.
Moving on!
I just want to say I've decided that you have me on here for comic relief. Carry on.
Right. Question 764. Were you ever in a fan club?
I am the president of Neil the 604 Atheist Terror Club.
She is.
That's so cool.
Yes, I am.
Are we talking about like a fan club where you have to like pay dues and you get like a membership kit and stuff?
I don't think there are fan clubs where you don't do that. You can just join.
You don't have to pay dues in mine. You just have to love his hair.
Okay, so I'm an official member of that now.
Hey, yeah, me too.
I mean, there's a few like fan groups that I'm a member of on Facebook for like like Parks and Rec and My Favorite Murder and stuff.
Tim Minchin and Supernatural. Oh gosh, and My Favorite Murder. Yes, girl.
There's a great one. There's another one that's a true crime related one that's a Texas one called All Crime No Cattle, and it's wonderful. They only cover Texas related true crime, and it's great. They had like a 2 or 3 series on Charles Whitman, the UT shooter back in '66. I think it's Charles Whitman. They had a really fascinating series on him, and like it was so interesting because my dad went to UT and he got there like a month or 2 after that. Like he graduated from high school in '66 and then went to University of Texas directly after. So he was there like right after that happened. So it's all like I would not exist if that's
yeah.
Like we wouldn't be seeing little Susan here. Yeah, I mean, and I think, obviously, I'm a member of a whole bunch of Star Wars groups too. So,
really?
All right,
I didn't
okay.
see that coming at all.
Yeah, nobody would have thought that I'd be a Star Wars fan with a tattoo and a First Order.
Is that the same as being a fan of something the same as being a member of a fan group, though?
No. Not being a fan is not.
There's a bunch.
That's a fair point.
I think there's got to be an active.
Yeah.
In which case, no. I've never been an active member of a fan group.
Yeah.
I've certainly fangirled over a lot of people and things, but never been a member of a group.
I'm a member of the MathPig fan club, and I believe he wants me to be the lead of it. I'm just saying.
Ah. Well, he had to find someone that actually liked him.
He really just texted me and said I could be the fan club of his Beards hair club. Or Beards fan club. Anyway, but you can be a...
Can we wait it? Can we settle this rumor once and for all? It is definitely lucky to tug on his beard when you meet him. And he really likes it.
I'm not doing that.
Please don't touch my
I have great hope of one day meeting MathPig in person, and I'm not doing that. That would be rude.
It'd be very rude.
It would.
That was really dirty. I'm not going to say that. Never mind.
Go on.
No, please do.
Please do. Get this stream back on track.
You know, if you've got that rule, I'm going to tug on something of yours, Dave, but I realized how awfully dirty that sounded.
Amanda, I am shocked.
Dave would probably take you up on that.
Come on.
Not in the least.
You're a bad girl, Amanda. Bad, I say.
Yeah, they started in a stream earlier. They started the "fuck Dave" hashtag because they were pissed off with me, and I'm now reclaiming it.
Oh, I was about to say good for you, but I guess they went in a different way.
I'm now reclaiming it.
Never mind.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've got to get a new one, but I've owned several strap-ons, so it is a doable thing.
I admit nothing.
I am pleading the fifth.
You should wait. You should see there is a little Twitter group that we have that's just a few of us. There's 2 included here. But it gets awfully
I hate to break it to you, there's 3 included here.
Oh, I wasn't including myself.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, I assumed that's what it was. She's just talking about me and you. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just waiting for a certain picture of mine to surface, but I'm not.
Did you see me looking for bleach this morning?
You had already seen that picture anyway, so I don't know what you're complaining about.
Right, Natty says Harry Potter.
At all. Sorry.
No. Trauma. Star Trek, Game of Thrones, Star Wars. Ike says twice Crux Shadows and regrettably Linkin Park. Natty and Supernatural.
Oh yeah, Supernatural. I'm not on their Facebook page or anything, but they're awesome.
Frustrated. I'm in a fan club. We discuss fans of all kinds, from hand fans to ceiling fans.
I'm definitely a fan of those.
Okay. Oh, I was on Buffy chat boards back in the day.
Nice.
That was a thing. Yeah.
They're gonna remake Buffy.
I don't think.
Pisses me off.
Yeah, I'm with Amanda. I know. I'm gonna be annoyed.
The point is, it's one of those things. They're gonna remake it no matter what, but they need to wait 30 years until it's.
Yeah, and just stop recycling everything. Write something new. Idiots.
There is nothing new.
Yeah, well, to an extent, you're right. There's basically 5 plots, right? But still, it doesn't matter.
You can put lots of people.
It's all in the details and the variation.
Yeah.
And don't stop recycling old characters and old mythoses and whatnot. Just quit it. God, there have been so many remakes of Spider-Man just since I became an adult that I can't keep up and don't care anymore.
I've lost track of who people are in Spider-Man.
Right? they've done
and how he got his powers, and whether or not he's got web slingers and all these things. I just completely lost it.
Who gives a fuck? Superheroes are dumb. Sorry.
Well, they weren't dumb when they were in comic books. Now it's just like, it's madness.
Okay.
Like everything.
Yeah, I don't know. I still like the Marvel movies. They're good fun.
I will say that the Netflix series, Luke Cage and Jessica Jones, those rock.
Yeah, those are the only superhero things that I will partake in. Everything else, I'm sorry, Jen, but the Marvel movies are all they're all the same shit. You know exactly what's coming. It's just
only because you've read them.
No, not even that. I don't read the comics. I just know it's fucking formulaic, And they're pandering to the audience because they know what the audience. They want to get the biggest audience that they can, which they did because they broke all the fucking records, and it's bullshit. So, sorry.
Could be worse.
Right.
Yeah, I feel the same way about the NFL.
Could be worse, Amanda. It could be Disney Star Wars.
Yeah.
Right. Gary
I just
says,
felt
fair
bad for
enough.
Badger for a second. I was like, oh.
Gary
You would have
says
agreed.
he would.
Oh, yeah.
He says he's a fan of the panelists, of all the panelists, which is lovely.
Aw.
Ike says, Manda, you can run my beard's fan club. There you go.
Yep.
Are you just going to be a hair fan club?
I'm on it.
Which is odd considering.
I like
No.
hair. What can I say?
I'm miles behind. Jeff says, first fan club I was a member of was Atlantic Spirit Project. It was an attempt to break a water speed record organised by Richard Noble, who held the land speed record back then. Frustrated Atheist, I heard there is a fan club dedicated to me. I cannot confirm nor deny that I started it and I am the only member. Sammy says, being MathPig's patron and subscribed to a Metallica fan club. I've got to say, being a Patreon would probably have to come close to being a fan club.
Yeah.
You get like exclusive content a lot of the time for being a
Yeah.
patron. Oh, yeah.
And that charming business model of paying for something you could enjoy for free. Yes. But I do it. I patronize several people.
I patronise lots of people. All the time.
I didn't say patronize.
No, I know.
I'm a patron of.
My favorite one right now is How to Heretic, which is this great podcast with some ex-Mormons.
Yes, I didn't know about them until they were on with the Scathing Atheist guys. And now I'm like, I need to listen to their podcast all the time.
I adore them. I genuinely do. Like, they are some of my favorite people. Uncle Mark helped us out with one of our Lucan census videos. And then we hopefully, all three of them, Mark, Dan, and Doug, help us out with a video that we're working on right now. Fingers crossed that they get this back to us soon. I don't know. Maybe. But I love them. I technically want a shirt from them, but I don't know when to accept it.
Well, I technically won a mug from Cognitive Dissonance, but they never sent it to me. I love you guys.
Was it for being one of the new patrons?
Yes.
What citation needed mug?
And they said
one too.
and they said my name, and I sent my actual like real life address and all of that, and it never came.
Same. And I told them, hey, this never arrived, and Tom was all like, okay, I'm sending this to you now, and I'm just all like, I never got it. And then I moved. So that's
yeah.
I'd say good solid advice would be don't hold your breath.
Yeah. That's fair.
I would have turned all shades of blue by now.
Yeah, that was like last year that happened.
Beth,
Okay then.
were you in any fan clubs?
No.
Was no one in any traditional fan clubs?
About 12 years ago, I became a fan of myself. But that's it.
Aw.
Lucky you.
That's
What
a
what
great
rewards do
fandom
you get
of
for
all.
that?
I'm not a fan.
I was a member of the Beano fan club when I was about 11.
Beano.
Yes.
The little,
Like the anti-gas stuff?
Like anti-gas.
No, it was a comic book.
You've got Dandy, Beano and
Wait.
Dandy.
Gas bills?
That makes more sense.
Not familiar.
Dennis
Yeah,
the
that's what I
Menace.
thought.
That's the real Dennis the Menace.
Yeah, it's a
And not the
comic
one you've got.
thing. It was only in the UK. That's why you guys don't know it.
Oh, okay.
Obviously.
I only know it because I used to watch a lot of the goodies.
Right, moving on.
And the worst part about saying that is Dave is the only person who knows who the goodies are.
Yeah. Right. Question 765. How do you think things would have worked
Moving
out
on.
if you had married your childhood sweetheart? Or how
Oh.
did they work out if you did?
I didn't have one.
Wait, when you say childhood sweetheart, do you mean like childhood, like little, or like your first love?
Your first love.
Oh.
11, 12, 13-year-old.
No, my first love was when I was 17.
What, you didn't have a thing before then?
Yeah.
Not
I didn't
like
either.
Not like a relationship, no.
Oh
You
no, it's not. Well,
You're
not a
asking
relationship,
the wrong person here.
but no,
Okay,
my
17
childhood
then.
sweetheart was my godmother's son, and I
You
was
gotta,
head
yeah.
over heels.
yeah, you
For
gotta
him for years.
understand, Dave. The last thing I wanted was a relationship.
Me?
I don't know. I think it'd be weird now because I'm a terrible person in this respect. I'm not friends with any of my exes, and he and I were best friends our entire childhood, and we're still friends to this day. And it's really cool to have someone in your life who's known you forever. That's nice. So I would not want to change that. And we
Frustrated-
definitely would not have stayed together if we couldn't.
Frustrated Atheist said, I would have been divorced ASAP. Gary says, I would never have left my hometown.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I would never have left Kentucky. Ooh, that's a terrible thought.
Jones says, I'd still be married, I hope.
Oh.
Harmonica Man says, my teacher would still probably be in jail.
Oh God.
Oh snap!
Like, Frustrated Atheist said, my first serious relationship was actually when I was 20. I mean, my first serious relationship was when I was 17. But I had girlfriends before then. That, you know, in relationships that lasted months.
Yeah.
Nope.
That I would call
No,
my
I
childhood
never had-
sweethearts.
I didn't
Neither
date
girlfriends or boyfriends.
in high school because I so fucking stupid. I thought that the only point in dating was to find a husband because I was raised Catholic and I was suppressing the bisexual part of me and just pushing that way down. And so I sort of had a girlfriend in high school, but we just made out a lot and never actually acknowledged that we were girlfriends. And I don't know, it was weird.
Yeah, I mean, the first person I made out with was a guy, and the first person I properly dated was a girl. So, and I married the first girl I properly dated, but
So that would be your first serious relationship.
That was my first serious relationship.
So it didn't end well.
No, if I had married her, I don't know. One of
7
us might
years.
be dead.
You know, it might have been okay over the course of it, but it certainly can't have ended well. Because it ended.
We're still friends.
Oh, that's good.
Natty says,
I mean,
my first...
okay. No, we're still friends. It's a weird friendship because she's a fundy Christian now, so...
Yeah, that's the same with like my first serious relationship was when I was 17. Like, we met at church. So we dated for like 3 years, and his parents were convinced that I was like just sucking him away from Christianity and stuff. So now he and his wife are like, they've got a bunch of kids and they're, you know, Fox News and like fruit bat
Oh,
crackers.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I'm just all like, I'm really glad I got away from that.
You
Really
could have
glad I got
saved
away
him.
from that. Especially the children part, because no thanks.
Dodge the bullet.
Yeah. Dodged a fucking tank. Sorry.
Natty says, my first love was when I was 15 and he was a shithead, so he'd probably be dead and I'd be in prison. Sammy says, I imagine I'd be up to about 15 kids by now. Gary says his first girlfriend was at 17. Natty says, they tried to make me a nun.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, I know that. Been there.
They
recruit.
Shitty. Yandia says, my first love was a cartoon character. Manda.
Was it Bugs Bunny when he's dressed as a girl? I need to know this. Sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
My first love, like I said, I mean, my first real relationship, I was 16 when we started dating. He was 4 years older than me. And his mother was always pushing us to get married, which was weird because I was still in high school at the time. But he, you know, I didn't love him, but we weren't compatible. He was a car audio installer. He'd never read a physics journal or anything like that in his life. Like, we couldn't have those kind of conversations. So it just would have ended up with us pretty much hating each other, probably, because it was more teenage hormones on my part than it was. I'm more of a sapiosexual than anything else, like Julie is. So I find intelligence sexy, and I don't think it would have worked out. So no.
You'd have cheated on him with books.
Yeah, pretty much. Yes. So, I'm happy with the brilliant man that I have now. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
Aw. Oh, just kidding.
Oh, fuck you, B.
Love you, Amanda.
Love you too. No, but I am very lucky. Thank you very much. So.
Beth.
Oh, I was hoping you were gonna skip me. Okay, so from the time I was 10 until I was 13, I had a best friend named Adam, and he was this mixed kid, and he had a big puffy afro, which he should, because it was the early 80s. He had a big puffy afro, and
It was the fashion.
very intelligent, strong kid. Like, really, he was wise beyond his years. And we hung out, we were best friends, and we fooled around and stuff because, it was convenient, and we were both there, and we really cared about each other. But then, at some point, I had to admit that I was gay, so it probably would have ended very badly for him. So, although on the flip side, if that would have happened, he probably would not have committed suicide at 18 years old. So, I might have been there to keep him out of it. So,
Honey, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but that is also not your fault.
oh no, I knew that.
And it's not his fault
I hadn't
either,
seen him
but-
for years. I hadn't seen him for years when he killed himself, and I found out. Oh my God! I didn't find out until I was 30 that he was dead. I was trying to
shit.
find him everywhere, and I couldn't find him. And I finally got a hold of somebody that told me. So.
Yeah, I found out that
now that
one
that
of
went
my
dark, moving on.
No, it's all right. I'll go there with you. One of my best friends committed suicide 2 years ago, and I found out on Facebook.
Ooh.
Me too.
Yeah.
Somebody
It was awesome.
A friend of mine that was like a brother to me growing up. Same thing. Found out on Facebook because they're still all in Connecticut, and nobody bothered to call me and tell me. It was just mentioned on Facebook. That was really fucked up. So.
Yep. And then I had to give a final exam the day of his funeral, and so I couldn't drive down to go to the funeral, which sucks too, because it's harder to get closure.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, moving on.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Next
Moving on.
question.
What about you, Dave?
Shh.
Dave
No,
keeps answer the
Dave. Just because Amanda's not paying attention, we're going to make you answer.
I'm paying attention. Did Susan answer?
I did.
Yes.
I did.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Dave
Maybe I
doesn't
wasn't
answer.
totally paying
Fruit
attention.
fat crackers, conservative.
All right.
gotcha. Okay. The first that she was probably psycho, based on something that happened afterwards. When I got together with what I would call my first serious girlfriend, the person who I would say was my childhood sweetheart confronted her and went batshit crazy at her about how much happier I was with her, and all. Apparently she ranted for half an hour about how.
I had
So
an
I'm
ex-boyfriend
guessing.
do that to a new boyfriend.
So I'm guessing she would have been crazy. I don't. She ended up married in Scotland, I think. But that's all I can think would have happened. Is we would have ended up. I don't know. No idea. Right. Next question. Question 766. A new dating app is launched, and instead of a photo of the person, it shows a photo of their bedroom, car, kitchen, shoes, how they have their tea, coffee, things like that. What photo would you take and why?
Wait a minute. Say that again?
Right, it's a new dating app, and instead of having a photo of the person, you take a photo of something that that exemplifies you, or something that represents you.
Oh.
So it could be a photo of your room, or how you have your tea and coffee, or a photo of a teddy bear, or a photo of something, but not you, that you would use in place of you.
It would,
If I was
Right, what would it be?
it'd be that.
It'd be that.
Yeah. Be like, hey, just know what you're getting into. I hoard books.
if I was
There you
trying
go.
to if I was trying to get laid, it'd probably be a photo of all my vibrator collection. But
That's a fair point. Goal in mind.
That doesn't even make any sense, though.
well,
How would
I'm
that?
I
get
don't need
laid?
you. I have all of these. That's what they
Exactly.
say.
yeah. If I want a girlfriend, it could work.
That's true.
So I showed this
enough.
earlier, but I would show
Yay!
Mm.
I love
Oh,
that
that's
so
awesome.
much.
Baka Geeky Tiki.
I also love the candle that you have, Sue.
Oh yes.
Show the candle. Show the candle. I fucking love that.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I
Oh
got
my god, that is awesome.
Right?
Wookie candles.
in
I
one.
need a Chewy Saint candle right now.
So it's a company called Illuminidal. They have all sorts of them. They are absolutely wonderful. I got it at Fan Expo Dallas last year. It's wonderful.
Ooh.
I also got these in a Smuggler's Bounty box that Nathaniel got for me.
Oh,
Salacious Crumb. I know. Which one?
Not too.
You are too.
Cool.
that is
That's awesome. Thank you, Susan.
That is who I am. And I'm very, very sorry. I technically have to go to work now.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I have to hop off. I'm very, very sorry.
Thank
No
you
problem.
for coming, Susan.
Thank you very
much
for coming.
this morning.
It was so nice to meet you.
Hiya.
Bye.
Bye, Susan.
If it wasn't to get
Yeah,
laid,
there
if it
were
was
four.
just to let people know about me, it'd probably be a whole collection of my science books.
Nice.
Fair enough.
Frustrated Atheist says, my book collections and a notebook and pen. Natty just says, I don't use dating apps. Gary says, is it supposed to be a true or a positive version of you? I think you're trying to sell yourself. Love the Scummer says, it would be just as horrible as current dating apps. Natty,
Valid
but if
point.
I was, it would be my artwork, which is what I use on my social media profiles. Ike says, my smoker and grill in use next to my forge. Then my eclectic sci-fi religious hero factual subjects.
I think mine would have to be a cup of coffee, with a rainbow something laying
where'd you
underneath of
go?
it, like Matt, with a paintbrush and roller, a mini tractor trailer, and a big pile of like crazy ass stuck together spaghetti because my entire life has been just.
I like
I don't
it.
know how else to describe it all. And maybe a cat.
And a
Let's have a
cat.
cat in there.
Okay, that sealed
The
it.
cat
I'd
in
swipe
the
right on
picture.
that. Is that how it goes? I've never used a dating app.
What? You
Right,
swipe
or like-
right? Yes.
Yeah,
it's-
that's the good one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
Right,
yes,
good,
that's what I
left,
did.
bad. Because we,
There we go.
we have to label things. Yes.
With
Yes.
label things.
Well, some of them have X's and hearts too. That you can.
Hmm.
Or they
Hello?
used to. I don't know.
Evening.
Hello.
Hi,
Matt.
honey.
Hello, love. How are you?
Doing all right? Surviving.
What would you use on a dating app instead of a photo of you?
I would, as I just said, demand in a text. I would have a picture of all my closest friends with a caption: "This is the test you must pass."
That's great.
I like that. Did you answer, Amanda?
I don't know. Maybe like a telescope or my flight jacket. Or books, the same. It's really, I don't know. I don't fucking know.
Telescope's a good one.
Yeah.
And what is your telescope,
Pile
man?
of books with your flight jacket on top.
Amanda would just take a picture of a big R2D2 in the corner of the living room.
That too. Or I've got my TIE fighter right over here.
Nice.
I don't know the model number. I'll text this to you later. I don't remember.
Yeah, no worries.
What about you, Dave? That is a weird answer. Thank you.
I hadn't really.
That's going to get you a lot of ticks, isn't it, Dave?
How about a picture? How about a picture of house?
Okay.
That doesn't really fit me in the spirit, though.
I was thinking for you, Dave, it would be the front cover of Eyes Wide Shut.
Hugh Laurie kind of always works for me, so yeah, that's fine.
Either that or it'd be one of those big bouncing balls with the phallic thing on the top.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. The ball.
Wait, there are balls with phallic things on top?
Yours does, apparently.
It does
Yep.
not.
You want it to? You've expressed this on numerous occasions.
I have
Yeah.
no idea what you're talking about.
You know, it's not like he could hide it though, because could you imagine the grin? And I don't think he'd talk much. I think he'd just bounce like this.
He'd also have to turn his volume right down because we, yeah.
Where are we up to?
I was going to
Joan
make
says.
sound effects then, and I realised how bad that would sound.
Joan says an empty drawer. Natty says bubble wrap. Sammy says a big bowl of weed in my bed. I quite like that. Natty says what? A wooden paddle. That works. With my luck, it would be a carbon dating site.
I know that was bad, but it made me laugh.
I know. This is what he said. Old joke, I know.
Well, same.
Right. Moving on. Next question.
You've been doing it wrong all show. Like only
Have I?
get close, but no.
What? Moving on. Better.
Better. Yeah, we'll give you a good 8.5 for that.
He likes about 8.5, apparently.
Wes, how drunk are you?
Or maybe 12. Moving on. Moving on.
Question 768. Who is the greatest living American?
Ugh. Sorry, I don't have a lot of confidence in my nation right now.
We could steal MathPig's answer.
My answer's just going to be Manda.
Manda's pretty good. Manda's up there for sure.
Ass kisser.
We can't have Manda.
Hmm?
It has to be someone that is known to at least 30% of the population.
Give B time.
Manda.
Manda. What are you saying, B?
What?
Harmonica Man says Homer Simpson. Gary said Amanda. Jeff says Donald Trump. I think Jeff
Oh,
might be
fuck
pissed.
off. I love you, Jeff, but that was so wrong.
Natty says Betty White.
Ooh, maybe.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Bubble Viz
That means
says
Betty
Elon
White.
Musk.
Didn't Betty White
No.
die, though?
No, what?
No.
No.
She's the only
No?
golden girl still
No.
alive.
Okay. So, yeah, okay. Confused. I
Oh,
was-
No, she's like 89 or something.
I was gonna be so
Is she-
upset.
right now, I need to know.
Well, check. Gary says
My heart's going really
AOC.
fast.
Frustrated
You're right,
Atheist
she's
says
alive,
no,
she's
she's
Might be
still
98.
alive.
98.
98?
Andrea says none for
on.
She's 98.
And Natty says she better fucking not have.
Shut the front door.
Yeah.
B. Arthur
Wow.
is alive too. Remember that is.
Oh yeah, I know who B. Arthur.
Yeah. But B. Arthur was the youngest of them, wasn't she? So.
Yeah.
But none of these are your answers.
No.
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 I think Estelle Getty was the youngest of all of them, wasn't she? Or she was the second to the youngest? She was actually younger. They made her look older than what she was. I think. Oh shit! I don't know.
Greatest living American, so they still have to be alive.
So you could have Bush Jr.
Ugh.
You could.
Why?
That's horrible.
Why do people keep saying these things? Okay.
Torture.
I can't be a
See, if
politician.
you let us have dead ones, it'd be a lot easier because you could do something like Martin Luther King, couldn't you? So.
Okay,
They
you
have
know
to be
what? I've got
alive.
one.
Go on.
I've got one. She's not living in the States for the most part anymore, but she is from here. Amanda Palmer. Great artist. She married Neil Gaiman. She's freaking awesome. And she is a huge reproductive rights activist. And she had her son in Tennessee,
Cool.
which is weird, but it happened.
Jeff says his serious answer is AOC. And I'm worried about what Amanda
that's
is
a good
bouncing on.
answer.
It's who?
AOC.
AOC.
Who is AOC?
Or the
Alexander.
our youngest congresswoman. She's Alexandria.
Oh, okay.
Ocasio. Oh, god damn it.
I can't see her
Ocasio.
middle name. Yeah.
Ocasio-Cortez. Yeah? Did I get it
Did
right?
you notice that I have a bouncy ball just like Dave's?
I noticed you're
I noticed
bouncing
that
on
you were
something.
bouncing.
We're
I
not
was
sure
like,
whether
very
or not
cute.
we should ask what you're bouncing on.
It's the same thing you have. It's one of the yoga balls.
That's really better, Amanda.
That
It
doesn't
really
help.
does.
I'm sure it's not the same thing I've got.
Wait. Let's solve this right now. Amanda, lower your camera about a foot, bounce more.
Yes,
I'm kidding.
I'm in agreement with B. There we go.
Just bounce higher. Higher. Higher.
You don't have titties to bounce though, Dave. It doesn't work. Plus, you're all.
No, I'm just trying to encourage you.
Oh.
Don't let that ball get too far out of your reach, Pat, after the stream goes over.
I like that, Natty. All the people saying Donald Trump, don't ever come to America, and if you are an American, please get the fuck out.
As a serious answer that's not Manda, LeBron James has done an awful lot. He brought money back and built a school and stuff and all for his community back after he made money. So that's awful a good thing.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Wait, what's the question? I was gone.
Who is the greatest living American?
We were having trouble with it.
Apparently there are no
Carl
good
Sagan.
living Americans.
Oh no,
That's-
living. Sorry, he's dead. Living.
Right? Not easy right now.
No, it's not.
Natty says Edward Snowden.
Fuck that. No way.
Oh, sorry, frustrated atheist said Edward Snowden.
Let's go with shit.
Natty says Jon Stewart. I do like Jon Stewart.
Oh. Do rather like John Stewart. Oh, actually, Oliver. Oh, dagnabbit. There's Trevor Noah, and there's
John Oliver, you're thinking of.
John Oliver.
Ginsburg.
John Oliver is one of ours now, right?
Yeah, but he
have
doesn't
dual-
count
has
as
dual
one of
citizenship
yours.
now. So
It doesn't
I don't
count as
know.
one of yours.
Trevor
I'm
Noah's
going
pretty
with
awesome.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Oh,
Hmm.
yes.
It's amazing.
Oh,
That's
I
a
hate
good
that I didn't
one.
think of that. I've got a magnet of her with a little thing, and it says "fuck Trump," as if she's saying it. Little speech bubble. Awesome.
That's awesome.
You see? It's hard not to bounce, isn't it?
Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy.
Sorry.
So many filthy things in my head now. Thank you. Genuinely.
Jeff says Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, dead people.
Bernie Sanders is pretty awesome.
Bernie Sanders is pretty great.
Yeah.
Mm. Is Ruth still living? Yes, Ruth's still living.
Yes.
Yes.
She's the only reason our Supreme Court
She is
hasn't
held
completely
together
imploded.
by all of our will.
Yeah.
Like, we're
Yes.
keeping her alive, or a liberal collective will right now, because she
Pretty
keeps. She had fucking pancreatic cancer, and she survived that
And
shit.
yes,
That's
and
like
survived it like
80% death
recently.
rate.
Yeah. I mean, oh, yeah. She's amazing. She's a force of nature.
Hmm.
And
Right.
she'll never get to retire because everything sucks.
Well, she can't. She's got a lifetime appointment anyway. So
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you can still
But I mean,
retire.
she could choose to step down, like
Yeah.
like the other asshat did, and that's how we got wannabe rapist in. So, yay, Kavanaugh.
I think his appointment should be voided, considering
Everything.
He never should have gotten it.
No.
But sorry, I'm derailing.
I mean, the
whole
point
thing.
is the way that the Republicans have handled themselves over the last 6 or 7, well, probably longer, but 6 or 7 years in terms of blocking everything. That basically you haven't had a functioning government for over a decade. You know, it's been a fight to get anything done.
Yeah, well,
Right. Next question.
I'm going to go with Elizabeth Blackburn.
Who's that?
Oh, who is that?
She's a Nobel laureate who's an American who now lives in Australia, who did most of the major works on discovering telomeres, the structures on the end of chromosomes.
Oh, nice.
So a scientist who represents both the US and Australia. So that took me a long time to find.
I like that. Kit Harington is my favourite Brit after Dave. I'm impressed you put me. I'm impressed you put me ahead of MathPig.
Dave, he's not a Brit.
He is a Brit.
He's from the UK.
Is he?
That doesn't make him
I am
British.
not a Brit.
You are a Brit.
He's not. He's not.
Brit.
He's Irish.
Yes, but Brit applies to everyone.
Yeah,
No,
but
Britain
tell the Welsh
is the
person that
entire
and see how far
country.
you get.
Yeah, but as we explained this. the
Yes,
other
it's
day,
not
the
good to
difference
call
between
you a Brit,
Brit
but you
over
are
here means
one.
A completely different thing.
Yeah, you think it means the entire country. Just
Because
as
Brit
you
is
think it
Britain.
means
Fucking
they do.
racist, Dave. Jesus.
Imposing your will on the Irish, that's what the British have always done, isn't it?
That was his family. His family did that.
From those motherfuckers.
He was one of those. Oh God, I can't breathe. Right, next
You
question.
better expect the other colonials to take the Irish side.
Yes, but he's not one of those sort of. He's one of us sort of ones. He's a Remainer.
Yes, I'm an invader.
Well, yes.
Shh. We were winning.
Right. Question 769. Do you think you would have made a good sheriff in the Wild West?
Hell no.
No. They would have been like, you have a vagina, get out. No.
It
Plus,
was
I
a
hate
lawless
guns and I
point.
can't see without glasses.
Yeah, all
I
of us
hate
would have
guns
either
too.
been wives or whores. That was our choice. And I don't
That
wanna
was
be
it.
that.
Yep, that was it.
Yep.
Okay. We'll assume, for the content, just for this question, you're all guys. Because
No.
otherwise the question doesn't work.
You couldn't have made the question that women were acceptable as sheriffs. We're just going to change everybody to men.
Yeah.
Because I think they'd argue with
We
me.
refuse to let you change our gender, Dave. Just
You
Fine.
really
change the
disappointed me there.
acceptable parameters.
I'm not angry. I'm
Yeah.
just disappointed.
Yes.
Yeah.
So sexist.
The problem you've got is I can't fit you into the context of the environment of the question without the flip.
Yeah, you can. You can say it was
I'm
acceptable
halfway
for
there
women
anyways.
to
I'm
be.
okay with it.
So you're agreeing, Dave?
be
that
sheriff.
I think
the
Beth would have made an
female
awesome
is that
sheriff
what you're
in the
saying?
old
Yeah,
West.
I think Beth would
I
have been
do.
awesome. Sure.
Yeah, Beth would have kicked ass and taken names. Would have been fine.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Was the Guardians of the Galaxy version kicked names and taken ass?
There you go. Joan says, guess as a woman
That
and I
sounds
would have been
better.
well known.
That's true. I mean, we do We do remember Calamity Jane, oddly.
Yep.
Not
Barry
oddly.
says, why not? Perhaps a female
I
sheriff
dressed as
may
her
have been
for
the best
Halloween once.
That is so cool.
You picked the wrong night to ask this question, Dave.
I know.
What's the question? I missed it. Or something.
Do
I
you
didn't
think
hear
you would have made a good sheriff in the Wild West?
Well, yeah, because I'm fair, but I don't take any shit. So yeah.
To be honest, I don't think it would have mattered if you were a girl.
No.
I think it mattered whether or not you garnered the respect.
Well, and
Agreed.
And I think you can
Yeah.
get that. I don't think there was a problem getting that as female. I don't think that was that didn't tend to be the role. But
I think if you came out kicking ass and could shoot better than the guys,
Yes!
they wouldn't care if you were female or not. They just automatically be scared
no,
of
I
you.
think they'd be absolute
Slash
twats
respect.
to you.
Calamity Jane.
Yes. Well, this is it.
I would have made a really good madam, though. I
I agree.
Not a whole
Oh, excuse me,
madam.
excuse
Can you
me.
imagine her in one of those dresses they used to wear?
If I'd have asked, do you
Oh,
think you
sorry.
would have made a
Sorry
good
about that.
madam in the
I
Wild
pulled
West?
that off
I'd have been
pretty well,
crucified.
wouldn't I be?
What?
I would look good in those dresses.
yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
sure you
you
did
wouldn't
too.
let customers abuse the girls either. I
Fuck
can totally
no.
see that.
I would have 2 blades on me and a fucking tiny little derringer in my garters. Ready to go.
Nice.
I can see it now. Madam Manda.
Hell yeah. I kick ass at that shit. Now a sheriff, not so much. No.
Not so
I don't
much.
think so.
Jeff says, I would have made a better outlaw. Well, he would have made a better outlaw. Harmonica Man says, I don't believe I would be a very good sheriff. Frustrated Atheist says, no, I would be corrupt as fuck.
Yeah,
It's
a lot of
honesty
them
for
were.
you.
Good poor lady.
So why would the government then be any different than the government now?
Well,
Corruption started a long time ago. It's fine. You can still be a good sheriff.
corrupt law enforcement. You don't say.
I'm sure they'll fix that after the Wild
Yeah,
West
where did
sometime.
I will say this in your defense, Dave. I will say this, that if there was a historical time before now when a woman could have successfully been a sheriff in America, it would have been in the Wild West. It wouldn't have been up in New England. That
No.
would not have been allowed. But in the Wild West, yeah, I can see a woman being able to break that barrier.
Mm.
There'd have to be circumstances, but that could happen. Because
Yeah.
it was the Wild West for a reason.
Yeah. I find it funny how little time it lasted for. Really
Well, they
impressive.
killed each other a lot.
That's true.
And there was, we didn't have antibiotics yet. It was all bad. It was a rough time.
It was the state of lawlessness. The whole point of the Wild West is that it was outside of the jurisdiction of the American government, so they could pretty much make up their own laws and do what they wanted. There's only so much time that could last for, and eventually they were annexed into the United States anyway, so they had to follow the rules.
Yeah.
So
MathPig.
I'm a wee bit up of myself, but I think I probably would. I'd get really good at pistol whipping.
that's kind of hot, actually.
I wouldn't kill everybody, but it'd be nice to be able to smack them in the back of the head with a butt of your gun and they just pass out. Nobody can
They
say
did kill very easily. I was what was that show, Deadwood? The very beginning of Deadwood is Timothy Oliphant is a sheriff, and he's leaving the town that he's a sheriff in, and this guy stole a horse and he hangs them. Like, there's no trial, there's nothing. He just sticks them up on the rope, and that's it. He's like, get any last words? I'll take your boots to your sister. That's it. You're dead.
Yeah, the no trial bit sucks, but there was actually a good reason, sort of, for that stealing a horse being a capital offense back then, and it was because if you stole someone's horse and that was their only means of transportation, and they were out on the prairie somewhere, they could die. Yeah. So it that's why it was a capital offense, because you were basically condemning somebody else to death when you did that.
Plus, there was a lot of people's, their major purchase. You know, if you didn't have a house, you had a house and a horse. Some people didn't have houses; they just had the horses. So.
No, and a horse. I mean, in a house you could. A horse you could build it. No, a house you could build yourself.
Yeah. It was
Oh my god.
Grand Theft Auto of the day. So.
It was.
It
Seriously, you've got the transportation, the hookers, everything. You're right. It's the Grand Theft Auto.
Natty says, "I'd be like a white girl
You could
Django
pimp your
Unchained."
cabin.
What was that be?
Pimp your cabin. Clean your cabin out.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, man.
I'm talking
Now-
cover my
Covered couch.
logs and glitter. That's it all. Fantastic. I don't know.
Dave,
I'd
what
like
about
to-
you?
He's gonna bedazzle her house.
Yeah.
I'd be fair.
Would you though?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced being fair was a requirement, but I think I'd be fair. I don't necessarily. I think I'd probably get myself shot.
Probably with your mouth. Fuck yeah, you would. And you would have to sample all the whores too. So you know. But as a sheriff, that's probably your right.
Is it? This is something I didn't know about the Wild West. Quick! I need a time machine.
There's also a lot of syphilis, and again, no antibiotics.
Yeah, I was gonna
Just saying.
say those whores were really, really like got around the block back then. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And
Natty
by
says,
the way, people didn't bathe or clean themselves, so
Yeah.
I thought they had
Eat
giant
a bunch
barrel
of
baths.
moldy bread. That would work, right?
what?
I saw they had giant. I've seen documentaries. They had big barrels. They had baths in.
Yeah, like once a month.
Yeah, because drinking water could be scarce.
So you mean I've got to
So-
increase the number of baths I have?
Well, already though.
God, Dave. That's an interesting little tidbit about Dave. He only takes a bath once every 2 months. You heard it
2
here
months.
first.
2 months.
Well, you said
Well, you
once
didn't
a
ask
month
him how many
was-
times he takes a shower.
Yeah.
Uh,
He should, you know, it's every day because he's always texting me pictures of him in the shower.
I gotta get to say what Natty says.
I don't
I'd be
know
like,
whether to be jealous or think that I dodged the bullet on that one.
Right?
I can't breathe. Natty says, I'd be like white girl Django Unchained, but instead of fighting the race issues, I'd fight against female inequality.
Well, that's very kind of you. Thank you.
Right, I think we shall move on.
Moving on.
Yes.
Moving on!
Left.
Apparently we've
Moving
been
on.
doing it wrong. We got told off while you were away. We're doing it wrong.
Okay.
Question 770. What is the biggest con/drain on society? Fashion or religion?
Religion.
Religion.
Oh, come on. You're
The
asking
Mormon
this group
church
that.
in the U.S. is worth like billions. I mean, yeah, there's, and they don't pay taxes. It's,
Yeah, at least the fashion industry does.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying.
yeah. And sorry, B, I talked over you.
It's quite hard. at
Oh,
the
you're
moment not
fine.
to.
Finish my sentences, sweetheart. I don't care.
No,
Organized religion. Not necessarily religion, but organized religion.
that's a fair point.
But you're asking religion as a whole, and I think if you're going to say religion as a whole compared to the fashion industry as a whole, the fashion industry might actually win that.
No, I still. The problem is, I think that you've only got to take a couple of the big organized religions to track the entire of religion down.
Sorry, dudes. I'll be back in a sec.
No worries.
Peace.
MathPig?
Hello. Yes. No. My dad just arrived with a lead to get the third screen going. So yeah.
Is it on?
He came round with a connector to get the third screen going, and then forgot to bring a VGA lead. So he's away, popped around the corner to get a VGA lead.
Oh. Natty says religion. Gary says religion. Gary says fashion is art. Frustrated Atheist says fashion is pretty bad, but religion. Gary says religion is fake. Natty says fashion is good. Shut your face, Dave. LaVoice says the biggest con is the Federal Reserve. Jeff
Yes,
says religion,
really.
and I'd say that as someone who despises the fashion industry. Natty says yes, all of this. IQ says, you're asking what community this question?
That's what I said. Really?
Yes. Does anyone want to stick up for religion?
No.
You don't want to give it a fair shot?
No.
The problem is, I can't see any religion, even if you just take the basis of bloody tithing alone and take everything else out of the equation. I think that religion is a bigger drain than fashion industry. And Natty says the central banks eat the rich. I think the central banks feed the rich at the moment. And Dear says no. Right, next question, I think. Bing. Question 771.
Hey, Dave, you didn't answer it, did you?
Oh, I think religion. Question 771. Have you ever called any of your partners the name of your previous partner?
Called Don Amanda twice.
Not the other way around, though.
No, I mean, I would take that as an answer.
There have been times that in my head I have called MathPig Harker, but I haven't said it to his face yet, so we'll go
Have you
with
not?
that.
What? What?
What times were those?
That's what comes to mind. But I haven't said it out loud yet, so I get credit for that.
You get credit.
I will guarantee I have done it because I'm dreadful with names. So I will say yes, but I can't give you an example because I don't remember one.
What have you done?
Have you ever called any of your partners the name of your previous partner?
Oh, yes. Yeah, once
Badly?
and in a very, very inopportune moment. Because you get used to saying a certain thing. I was married
Yes.
for over 10 years the first time. And you get used to saying a certain thing in a certain moment.
Yeah. And you
But
just say
only
it by
once.
default. You're not really using that name, are you? It's just it's pattern that you use.
Yeah, exactly. I associated a certain moment with saying a particular word that happened to be my ex-husband's name.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever done it having sex, but I
trying to be subtle.
definitely might have done it being upset with someone.
Frustrated Atheist says no. Gary says no. Natty says yes. But it was not during intercourse. It was in the heat of a fight.
Ooh,
On both
that's
instances.
good, actually.
Oh, Sammy's as
That
well.
might score points. I'm glad you don't associate anger with me. That's cool.
Dave?
I'm finished reading. Sammy, yes, I still do, and I've been with my current partner for 10 years.
Damn, she, whoever it is, must really love you. I'm just saying. I'd
Beth,
kick your ass.
have you?
I had so I like to nickname people. Let me just say that right off the bat. So I like to take their initials. If they sound good together, I'll use that instead of their full name.
Mm-hmm.
So I had the ex from years ago that crazy in love with JJ, and then was with AJ. So absolutely got away with it. But only did it with that one time.
That's one time.
That was a dog.
MathPig.
He already answered.
Oh, he answered, didn't he? He hasn't done it. He did it the other way around.
Yes, I've done it the other way around.
2 seconds? Apparently, yes. I don't remember.
Hey! God damn it.
Have I done it to you? Apparently I have. I can't breathe still. Right. Next question. What time are we at? Ooh! Okay.
Last question?
Second to last question.
Second to last question.
Question
Depending on how
700...
long this question goes for.
maybe. Question 772. If you had to choose between selling your favourite foot and never being able to eat chocolate again, which one would you choose?
I have to have the chocolate.
Which foot would you...
So you're saying we have to amputate our foot just so we can have chocolate?
Yes.
And did
Then
you
I
say
can do it.
favorite
I'll be
foot?
back.
Yes. Yes, your favourite
That's a weird
foot.
thing to
I
say.
don't-
We have established from a previous quiz show that there was a favorite foot question.
Okay, sure.
I
Glad I wasn't on that one.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
Favorite.
Natty says, I don't have a favourite foot. Gary says, I have a spare foot. Not sure how to
But my
interpret that.
favourite foot would be Blackie.
I don't get that.
You've all seen Blackie.
No. No! Yes.
Good lord.
Sorry.
That took you so long, Dave.
I have no idea what just
Moving on.
transpired.
Anyways,
B figured it out.
Frustrated Atheist says, is it a foot? Didn't look a
I
foot.
want to give up my foot just so I can eat chocolate. There are other things I like besides chocolate. Damn it.
Frustrated Atheist said, by foot, chocolate will comfort me. Jones says, bye-bye chocolate.
Hey, Jones.
Yandia says, chocolate gives me heartburn, I need feet.
Yeah.
Bubblevis says, I would just stick with potato chips. Jeff says, I like chocolate, but not that much.
Exactly.
IQ says, I'm okay with a prosthetic chocolate foot. Natty
But
says,
would you eat the prosthetic chocolate?
Sounds like a Cadbury ad, that does.
Ew.
Natty
Yeah,
says,
talk
saw
about
in a
his
voice,
appetizer.
says in a sore voice, I need chocolate. IQ says, foot's usually in my mouth anyway. And Gary says, it's more like 10, 11 inches.
I think that I will keep my foot and replace chocolate with another tasty snack.
Yeah, agreed.
There's plenty of them. There's licorice, there's nougat.
Licorice! Licorice!
Licorice is delicious.
Whoa.
Licorice
I
is
don't like
lovely.
you.
What's your problem?
Licorice is okay.
Oh no,
It's not
no.
a re-
Junk
it's not
toppings
a
are
replacement for
disgusting
chocolate.
Too, but I'm here to tell you, black licorice is
Nasty.
freaking delicious.
It's
No.
not
Also
a replacement for
It's
chocolate.
also a good cure for constipation.
Yeah, yeah, and it will settle your stomach if your stomach's upset.
Aniseed is lovely stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's why as a kid I used to like having gripe water because it was basically aniseed
What
water.
if it makes your stomach upset?
Well, then you don't
Yeah,
have that.
that's
You
what I
go
was
with something
thinking,
else.
Dee.
You have. You go with some sort of crisp. You go with something savory that you like, or you go with something else that's sweet, like I don't know, toffee or caramel or something like that.
There we go.
My
Frustrated
sister
says,
and I get black jelly beans every year for Easter
Now,
because we're the only
Technically,
ones who
white
like
chocolate
licorice.
Technically, white chocolate is not chocolate, so you could go with white chocolate instead.
Yes, that's true. White chocolate is a confection.
right, American chocolate isn't
Yeah,
chocolate,
it's
so.
disgusting as well.
It kind of is. It's not my favorite.
You don't like white chocolate, so that'd be fine.
Okay, so Frustrated Atheist says, anyone who wouldn't keep chocolate in their lives doesn't deserve chocolate.
It's not
Wes
that.
says, you can take my chocolate, but you'll never take my coffee.
That is a strong stance.
Manda,
Agreed.
Already answered.
what was your answer?
Gotta keep the chocolate.
You gotta keep the chocolate. MathPig!
Oh, fuck chocolate. I don't care about chocolate.
You know what that means, honey, though.
I get to keep my foot.
Yeah, but Manda
I'm
doesn't get any
talking about
chocolate.
A certain song that you will.
He'll use whipped cream instead.
Yes.
He knows what I'm talking about.
I don't know why B knows
Also,
what you're
MathPig,
talking
there's
about.
butterscotch drizzle that works just fine.
Oh, I am fond of butterscotch.
You could do both. You have a can of whipped cream and a jar of butter, and drizzle them both on, and you could make a hot chocolate Manda sundae.
I'm very good at making Knickerbocker glories. I've got a cupboard full of magic sprinkles.
MathPig gets to supply the nuts.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Was the goal
just
of this
wanna
stream
say-
to make me blush to my ears today? Is
You
that
have to
the...
Yes.
You have to be
Always.
Whoopee?
You have to
All of that led up to
be
that
very
joke.
careful with butterscotch topping because if it gets into a bucket, you're not getting it out.
Okay.
No.
Keep that
Just
in mind. Dave?
IQ says no true chocolate fallacy. What? I'd probably. Oh, I don't know.
That's about the white chocolate, I assume.
I'd probably give up chocolate.
Lame.
And it'd be a difficult choice.
No, he
I would
wouldn't be lame,
agonise
that's
over
the
the
point.
decision.
You'd be the one who'd be lame.
I would agonise.
Last question.
Right, last question. Right, what worries me is I think there's been a question like this before, and it.
Right.
Right, question 773. Would you rather live the life of a king with no family or friends, or live like a vagabond with your friends and family?
Well, fuck my family.
Well, yeah. Does my family have to be there?
Your friends and family are the friends and family you choose.
Can they just? Okay, cool.
Not necessarily your.
So I don't
blood
have to.
relatives.
I don't have all. I don't
I
have
was
all.
gonna say your friends are your family.
Yeah,
That
thank
is
you, B.
preferable. Yes.
Yes. Agreed.
Well, that none of you actually answered the question there. You just all objected to your family.
Popper, my kid. I love my kid.
I choose Popper because when you're on your deathbed, that money doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, exactly. What B said.
So I choose Popper. I'd rather be poor and have the people I love around me.
Plus, I've been poor. It's fine. I know how to do poor. I wouldn't know how to do rich. I'd be like, I need an accountant or something. I don't know how to. Yeah.
You just do poor.
I don't own property. I don't do that.
Yandir says, vagabond, I get lonely. Gary says, a life without family or friends is not a life.
You couldn't see that, but I was like, yeah.
Natty says, I already live like a queen with my family and I'm happy with it.
Aww.
Harmonica Man says, I would just buy new friends. Jen.
But I'd rather live a long life.
Be the same.
King. Well,
No.
I wouldn't want to be a king, but
Of a king.
of a king. Okay, of a king with no family. No, I'd rather have family and friends.
MathPig?
No, I'd be a pauper. I'm pretty much a pauper anyway, so no real difference.
Manda?
Right, buddy? It's not a far stretch for us, right?
Same. And MathPig already calls me his queen anyway, so.
Aww.
You know it.
You know, even when you split up, these streams are going to become sickening.
Don't say that.
You're not allowed to split up.
Dave.
We're all in love with the fact that
I
you're
know.
in love now.
Yeah,
Hey.
You
exactly.
can't. No, you're just. No,
Fuck off, Dave.
not allowed.
Carrie says, no tough questions.
Yeah, you're
tonight.
stuck with this shit.
There was
Stuck
tough
with-
There'll be an
questions earlier.
explosion in the community. Cannot do
Yeah.
that allowed.
Once she gets me, she can't get rid of me.
Yeah,
You can't get rid
MathPig,
of
you
you.
got to put a ring on that. Like, lock this shit down. Seriously.
Then she'll start calling me the ball and chain.
Oh, sorry.
No,
Sammy says,
that's
money
it.
bitches, I'll buy friends. Jones says, I'm
sorry,
tired
it
of
was the
being
dog.
poor. Have you got headphones on,
She's
Manda?
not a little puppy, but she thinks she is, so.
Have you got headphones on, Manda?
What?
Have you got headphones on?
No. Oh. Her ears perked up, but she fucked off, so there we go. Oh, and I got dog spit on my face now. Great.
Might be better than pig.
Yeah.
No.
Glad you
No.
said it, Dave,
I
and not
mean-
that I wasn't making that.
You're just Jealous Dave.
If pigs didn't have to live in mud to cool off, they'd be cleaner than dogs. So I would
Yep.
prefer a pig.
Yeah.
Natty says, you can't buy friends. Joan says, I'm tired of being poor. Frustrated Atheist said, truthfully, I would choose vagabond. But do I have to have the friends and family? Donna says, I'm already a vagabond, so why not continue? Natty says, my family are my friends, and my friends are my family. I'm not like super wealthy 1%, but I'm fairly well off. I'm happy. That's nice. Did everyone answer?
Did you?
I will go with family and poor, which is pretty much now. So, right. Right. I've got to remember to actually put my thank you for coming thing on, because I keep forgetting. I say thank you to everyone for coming. I need to sincerely apologise to MathPig for not being able to count. Because he was meant to be here from the start, but I fucked up. But
It's alright.
it's not all right.
MathPig, next time just message me. I got this shit. Go back to sleep, and I'll do it. It's fine. I trust you, buddy.
We're good.
No, I object to getting you out of bed more than I do pissing him off.
I got to come in
Anyway.
and fill the seat at the end, so.
Yes. I liked your name when you came in. And you say thank you to Manda, to Jen, to B, to MathPig,
Oink.
and to Julie. And thank you to everyone in the chat. Now, before we run away, does anyone have anything fun over the weekend?
I have a big stream on Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Julie's part. That way. Julie's part of it. Oh, that's not even right. Down below, because Dave's layout's different to what's on here. Julie's part of it, where we'll be going over all of J.K. Rowling's bullshit that she came out with. We'll also be talking about the High Court decision in the US, the positive one, and the stupid rules that the Trump administration has passed that is going to be really detrimental to trans people, LGBT people, and women in general. And we're also going to be talking about what the UK government is talking about doing, which will wind back trans people's rights about 20 years.
Seriously? Didn't Scotland just do something cool, though?
No. There's no cool. I mean, it's not guaranteed that they're going to do this. They haven't actually put up the legislation yet, so there's every chance that there'll be enough public outcry that it won't happen there. But it is dreadful what they're talking about doing. So.
Amanda?
I have Robert Reed on Sunday night.
Do you?
Yes.
He's putting it about a bit this weekend.
Robert Reed is awesome.
He is.
I love Robert.
Is he on? Is he on anyone else's stream this weekend?
B.
Tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, I have Robert Reed and Cynthia McDonald.
Yes!
My only concern, I don't know if my internet's going to handle it.
I'm
We'll see how that works
Yeah,
out.
I'm
Might
sorry.
be very blinky while they're talking.
So the point of that as well, we will do. It's going to be straight after critical questions, so we will end it to good, so everyone can get shunted over to there because it's a good stream. It was a fantastic stream last week.
Thank you,
MathPig?
Dave. I appreciate you, buddy.
Nothing yet. No, nothing yet.
Nothing yet.
No,
You're the life of the weekend.
nothing. But I'll be doing. I'll be producing for Manda, but that's about it.
I was going to say 10 a.m. tomorrow. He might be producing for me so we can have a stream.
Yeah, no, just let me know, B.
He doesn't know it yet, though. Don't tell him.
Don't tell him.
Right, my dad's just arrived, so I'm going to bounce out anyway. Thank you very much, and I will keep in contact. Bye-bye.
And goodbye.
Jeremy.
Anything on Julie?
Other than being on Jen's stream, I don't. Oh yeah, Sunday night. There is a oddly timed special Wine and Reason. Because one of my good friends is a reproductive rights activist, and she's an abortion doula. So we're going to talk about what that is. So
Cool.
I will. I'll be doing that. I don't know exactly what time yet because she hasn't gotten back to me
I
about
was going to
the
say,
time.
is that going to be as provocative as your last one? But almost certainly yes.
Yeah, almost certainly, yeah. Yeah, it may or may not be as fun in terms of like, it won't be as lighthearted, but it should be interesting.
Excellent. Right. On that note, we shall say goodbye to everyone. See you tomorrow, normal time.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.